Hey guys, William Murfitt here for day 3 and the final day of the European Senior Masters. It is freezing today, but we have our marshal jackets on, which are thermal. Nick's here, he's had a coffee.
Hey.
Everyone today is called Paul.
People never see this, de-icing the golf
No.
buggies, do they?
What are we doing?
De-icing the golf buggies.
Nice.
No.
Even the seats are iced.
So it's a bit cold and fresh this morning, but we're here volunteering to marshal.
Yes.
I'm not sure what the roles are yet, we haven't heard as of yet, but I believe that myself and Nick are doing something different to try and give you guys the overall perspective of what sort of a marshalling experience is all about. And obviously why these guys need the marshals to help out in these events. So, Nick, how are you feeling about this morning's or today's duties?
6 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. Sunday's supposed to be lying day. It's supposed to be, you know, it's supposed to be all about this. But yeah, this is what we do in order to find out exactly what happens for golf, really.
So yeah, let's get back inside and see what the marshalling's all about.
Yeah, it should be good. You too, mate. I'll be optimistic, haven't you? Right, I'm gonna get the marshal HQ for you.
Okay, we're joined with Paul here. He is the Deputy Chief for this event. We just want to find out a little bit more about what marshalling's all about, really. So, how did you get started in marshalling?
I got started many years ago, probably 30 years ago. I saw an advert asking for volunteers to go for the Volvo match play at Golfhacker. Had a great time, got stuck out on a pedestrian crossing at the far end of the course, spent all day there, and absolutely loved it. Very long, very tiring, very enjoyable.
From taking that opportunity to join there, how did you get from that position as a volunteer to where you are now?
Time, dedication. It's volunteering at a golf event is one of those jobs where you start right at the bottom and you do all the little easy jobs, static marshal, crossing controller, and then you work your way through, you get a bit more experience and you give him slightly more trusted jobs. You get to work very closely at times with the players and the caddies. You get relationships with the various bodies that come together to run a golf competition, and that slowly moves you up the ladder. We quite often see on forums online, how do you get the jobs to be with the players? And the answer is turn up and do your first job, do it well, get noticed, and then slowly progress.
So we've obviously been in the Marshall HQ, we've met a few of the guys in there and everyone seems to be sort of like raring to go. It's a nice fun atmosphere. So do you think that's sort of key to having a successful marshalling event?
Absolutely. The guys that come out and do volunteering, they go from MPs, solicitors, right down to dustbin men, and everybody just comes together. And it doesn't matter if you've met before or not, if you've marshalled an event and you come together as a group of people, you immediately gel.
People looking to join the marshalling teams, how do you go about it?
The first and most obvious way is via the various events websites. There's normally a volunteer tab, so depending where you are in the country, whether it's the north or the south, there'll be local events running that you can actually get involved with. It's not always the European Tour or the Seniors Tour as we are this week. Sometimes it's Celebrity Cup, for example, where the celebrities come together and play golf in front of the public. Icons of Sport, where they have the cricketers, the footballers, the rugby's, they have mini events. They're all really good taster sessions for guys who are interested in getting in touch. If you're at an event and you're walking around watching the golf, come and find the Marshals headquarters. We'll take the details, and when we get events in the future, we'll send you a little email and ask if you're interested.
What would you want to sort of say to guys that are out there that maybe considering doing marshalling or getting closer to the players there? You know, what would you say to try and get these guys involved?
Come along, give it a go. Expect long days, expect very cold mornings, expect wet days out in the weather and all the elements, and expect an exciting time, expect at some point you're going to meet the players, you're going to meet the caddies, you're going to hear what they have to say, and you get an insight into the golfing world that you will never find anywhere else. It's absolutely magical. Every event brings something new, a new experience. You meet new people, you make new friends. Come along and try it.
My husband used to help out on golf tournaments. He got involved by somebody at the golf club had said to him, would you like to go along to the Open to help out? At that time I was working, so I couldn't, but being an active golfer I wanted to get involved and give something back. So when I retired I was able to get involved and did my first event at Glen Eagles for the Ryder Cup, which was absolutely brilliant, amazing atmosphere. But I just think it's important that you know, if you are active and want to get more involved, that you join these sort of things and come out and help. It's purely voluntary, but you do obviously get close to the players, see how golf should be played, pick up some tips hopefully as well, and it's developed from there. I do some of the events with my husband. Sometimes I come out because I know so many now of the volunteers. I do come and do some of the events myself. Apart from marshalling as well, I've done some scoring. Camaraderie is brilliant. You meet lots of people, make lots of new friends as well, which is, I think, one of the great things about golf. I've always enjoyed about golf is you know, the friendships you make.
If you like golf, get involved. It's a good laugh. People see each other. There's a social side to it. We always go out at nights for meals. We've been over to Dubai. We've been to Ireland, Portugal, Spain. A couple of Ryder Cups. But you have to start at the bottom before you get higher up with the little structure there is.
I thought, well, it's an opportunity to put something back into the game that I enjoy playing, and to see the action from a different side as well. And watching the pros play is great for me. It gives me lots of tips, gives me lots of false hope as well, really. But I do enjoy interaction with the crowd, the players, the caddies. For me, it's just fun time.
Well, as a player in our club, the explained to me was there was a shortage of marshals, so we came along one day and for 3 days and had a really good time, enjoyed it. As Brian said, it's the interaction with the crowd. We get to see the really good top class players in action, and you know, a really good camaraderie amongst the marshals.
So we've been assigned our duties for the day. Now I am here, 18th green on the scoreboard. There is no one around, so I'm hoping I'm not left on my own to do this because I have no idea what to do. Nick is over on the 10th and he is following a group with Jean van der Veer, who was a Ryder Cup player we spoke to at the round table on Thursday. So yeah, I'm hoping someone's going to turn up, but it's quite exciting. It's obviously a bit action packed. There's all the scores going throughout the whole 18 holes today that are going to have to be updated. Because of the frost delay this morning, there is going to be a 2T start, 1st and the 10th, which also is going to mean that we're going to have twice as many scores to update as we probably would have at the same time. And yeah, it's going to be fun. So let's see how we get on.
Hi, Golfhacker.
Hello.
It's great to have you
Alright.
at this year's European Senior Masters. You've been volunteering today. How has that been?
Do you want to go first, Will?
Yeah, I'll go
You
first.
go first,
So, firstly, we've been volunteering. It's been brilliant, actually. The guys that volunteer, they offer all their time and their services to these events. There's a lot of things that maybe we've not been appreciative that they actually do. So they don't just hold up the quiet please signs, they usher people across the fairways, they make sure it's safe, they look for golf balls. I've personally been on the 18th green doing the scoring, so as the teams are coming through, they're an update of what that particular group's doing, so the crowd are aware of it. There's also what the overall sort of leaders are doing as well, so it's keeping everyone up to date. It's surprisingly fast-paced. The time we've done has been really enjoyable, a really nice bunch of people, and it's gone really quickly, actually.
For me, what I did today was I actually went round with a guy called Pete, who was doing all the scoring as we went round, and he was great fun. It was great fun, and what I've learned from these guys is this sense of camaraderie that they've all got, and very welcoming, and they've really welcomed us in to their bosom.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I got to admit, I really enjoyed it. It was good fun. It was good fun. And the other thing which I thought was really funny as well, which was as we're all going round, all the players, you're learning so much about them as well, because they're actually chatting to us as well as we go around. And I learned today that Jean Valdevelde can speak Spanish fluently. How ace is that?
Muy bien.
Do you know what I mean? He was brilliant. So you get a unique experience doing something like this. So if you think you know these players, or you know anything like that, you don't, because actually you see a different side to them, and you see that they're actually quite friendly and that they're actually really nice and chatty, and yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great.
I think also with that is
I do a lot of walking though.
So Nick's learned a lot about the players, and actually what I found I learned a lot, because I spent a lot of time with other marshals, is the stories these other marshals have.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys aren't just they're supporting events like this, they're supporting the sort of celebrity events, they're supporting other sporting events, but they're also, some of the guys have been to the Ryder Cup a couple of weeks ago, ferrying the players back and forth. I mean, one guy's like, I got on really well with Tiger Woods, we had a great chat, and you just don't see that as a fan, a spectator watching the television or being there in the crowds. You see his focus, he's got his eyes on the prize, and he just gets on with it. But the marshals tend to have a bit of a inside the ropes experience with them, where you can't really buy that experience. It's a sort of a priceless thing that these guys have sort of built themselves up to achieve. And one of the things about it as well is we wanted to see what was more actually what the volunteering was all about. And one thing that really impressed me was the fact that they said that, okay, you'll be doing volunteering, but we won't give you any bad jobs. I was expecting a lot of volunteering to be cleaning toilets and holding doors for people. Actually, it's they want people to be encouraged to join the volunteering. They want them to sort of get involved and be part of the actions. They want to try and get you into the groups. I mean, it was talked about us potentially going up with the final group, which would have been amazing. Timing wise for us, it wasn't great, but we've been out with groups, and I've been on the leaderboard, and it's fast paced. I mean, the Jo who I was with today has been out there now, and she's doing it all on her own, so she's a real aspiration.
Yeah. I mean, they work. I think the thing that also got to be said is just how underestimated it is how hard these guys work.
Yeah.
Because I've just done 18 holes walking round, doing the scoring. I'm exhausted now, and yet these guys will now go back, have their debriefing or do whatever, and then they'll be doing it again next week somewhere else. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the guys going to the British Masters. I mean, how can you honestly get an inside the ropes at the British Masters with these kinds of players and that experience?
Not enjoy it.
Well, yeah, but you've got to work hard for it as well. That's what I've learned from these guys. They work so hard, and they're they're the unsung heroes of golf.
We can't really thank them enough, really, for the sort of support and helping that they, it goes behind the scenes. You see a lot of the tournament organisers running around, but the tournament, there's the organisers there. They sort of help run the event and get the golfers moving and stuff. But the actual golfers, the marshals help the fans enjoy it. It's more about the whole experience for organisers, players, and the fans to all enjoy this experience of watching these top players. and actually just being there to sort of
Yeah.
keep the motion going, really.
I think the other key thing to remember as well is that events like this cannot exist without them. We need these people, but we need these people to go off so we can go off and enjoy watching these players play. If people aren't signing up, events can't simply properly take place. So it was a privilege. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a privilege to be part of it, and as you know, we like to get involved.
So next year, so
Yeah.
obviously you do a lot of the media behind events like these.
Mm-hmm.
You volunteered, you played in the past as well.
Yeah, badly.
What's next? Next year, what are you going to do? Volunteer again?
I wouldn't rule out helping again, volunteering again.
Absolutely, yeah.
Not at all.
And it'd be nice to go, come to an event, see exactly the same guys, and actually come back and do it again. Because even if we've only got a couple of hours to spare, because we are quite busy as well. So even if we've only got a couple of hours to spare, it's just nice. We will always be popping down there in the future just to say hello, or just to have a cup of coffee, and just to show them that they are actually really, really appreciated for what they do.
Benny Lawrence, Senior PR and Communications Manager for the tournament. If you don't have marshals, you don't have an event. They're that important. They give up their time to come and volunteer, and that's taking out a range of tasks, including being on the scoreboards, directing people to where they need to be, following the groupings, keeping monitoring the scoring and feeding that back into the tour team. So without them, you wouldn't be able to have a tournament, and we're just extremely grateful for the effort they put in, giving up their free time. So we just ask anyone that's interested to contact us, and we'd be pleased to have them on board for any of the tournaments.
Today we had a couple of brand new novice, never done it before marshals. Normally they're the other side of this camera and they're the ones typing all the clever words that you read. And guys, would you come forward?
Oh, why am I doing this?
Why?
Okay. Now these two guys today, for the first time ever, have marshalled at a professional golf tournament. One was on the scoreboard, Will, Nick. He was walking around, entering the player's score as it was going. Guys, how did you find it? You're first timers, you've never marshalled before, you've been around golf events. How did you find the marshalling aspect?
You first?
I thought it was a lot harder than what I thought it was going to be in terms of trying to concentrate on how the scores are, recognising the players all the time. But then there were some times when some people wouldn't listen to what we said, so we had to sometimes be a little bit forceful.
It's true, as a marshal you've got to have eyes in the back of your head.
And the guy I was with always said, you've got to keep out of the line of the player, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. It was a lot more complicated than what I thought it was.
There's a lot to learn.
There's a lot to learn.
There's a lot more jobs.
Yes.
How did it feel for you being inside the ropes? If you imagine there were hundreds and hundreds of people watching and you're that close to the players.
Yeah, brilliant experience. It's an experience money can't buy.
Okay. That's from inside the ropes. Will here, he was on the scoreboard on the 18th, busy putting the scores up, not only for the overall winners or leaders, but also for the players as they were coming through that hole. Will?
Okay, so I had a slightly different experience really, because I wasn't really with the players, but I had a sort of a nice vantage point. I was slightly raised from the green inside the ropes as such, because the actual ropes didn't come where we were. There was no one sort of blocking the view, so we could have a great view of the action. It was a lot quicker than I was expecting. Having to put the group on this hole is this, the group on this hole is this, and always on a par 3, so it's going to be a little bit fast moving anyway. But once you put the numbers up and the scores up, you turn around, they hold the putts, you turn around and do it all over again. So it's really fast moving, it's really fast paced. The people I was put with were fantastic. They've got some wonderful stories and some really good sort of knowledge of the game, but also the experience these guys have got just from coming and volunteering. It's brilliant.
They heard it, two novices, never done it before. If you fancy having a go, email us at golfeventvolunteers@gmail.com. Thanks for your time.
And I hope to see you at an event.
Yeah, guys, get involved. All the information will be in the description below. Email addresses. These guys are at most events worldwide.
certainly
I've been to-
Europe-wide.
I've been to
European-wide
Dubai
and
PGA Tour, I've
the
been to,
big events. You know, these guys are there. It's all voluntary work. It's really involved. It's really great. You get some great experiences and some fantastic stories to tell your family when you get home.
But
So,
please have some blue or black trousers.
Not like what we're wearing.
So brilliant. Cheers, guys.
There is a dress code. That's what he's alluding to. He's an idiot, but he's in charge. So we'll let him be. Thanks for your time.
Yes, thank you.